Hello everyone, welcome to this special session where we are going to address some of the issues students have raised regarding management descriptive section in RBI grade B. Now, how come we came out with the design of this particular session? I'll tell you a little, then you would understand from where I am coming with this session. You see, last week I conducted an activity in our RBI grade B group where I gave them a question of management descriptive, and they wrote, and then I evaluated the answers of them. Now, while going through the answers, I found that there are some basic issues that students are facing while writing technical answers. Management, ESI, finance, all of these are technical issues on which from the previous year RBI grade B has started taking subjective answers, descriptive answers, right. So, in that the students are having some common issues. So, one agenda was to address those common issues, because there I can give feedback to individuals and tell them how to do it. But here to the larger group here, I thought that I would make a session to share my advice regarding those common issues that are faced. Secondly, those students who have been preparing for RBI grade B by themselves have been connecting with me and inquiring about how to prepare for the subjective answers in management, right. So, those issues also I have collated, and I thought that these two things I would address in this particular session. So, let us look at the issues that students face. Now, before I move on to discussing the issues of students in management descriptive in particular and in descriptive of technical writing in general, is that when they start off with the activity of writing, last year they did not have much of a time, because the RBI board gave the syllabus, the changed syllabus, just 2 to 3 months before the exam. But this year you have time, this year you can plan and plan your preparation for this section. You know that RBI grade B has made 50% descriptive or subjective answers in every technical topic, whether it is ESI, whether it is FNM. FNM means finance and management. So, 50% would be objective questions, 50% would be subjective questions. So, but this year you are at an advantage because you have time to plan, right. So, make good use of it. I will come to it, how can you make good use of it, but you have to make good use of it. Now, the issues that students face. First, when to start preparation of management descriptive answer writing. That is one thing that is in the minds as doubts, because see, some people would say that start writing from the first day, some people would say that start writing after you have completed the concept part of the management, right. Where exactly to start, when, is something that nags at the back of the mind of a student. We will answer that today. How to start off? Okay, we will have to start off, but how do we start off? Do we start off with a particular type of question? Do we start off with a particular module? Do we start off with a particular branch of questions? So, what is we are going to start off with? What topics to write on? How much to write on? Right, how much time to be given? I haven't written about the time, but how much time to be given to one activity? All of these are there in the minds of the students. And finally, the biggest question, how to write, how to frame our answers. So, these are the common issues that are faced by any RBI grade B aspirant regarding management descriptive answers or subjective answers. And we are going to address them in today's lecture. First thing that we are going to address is when to start. When do we start writing management descriptive answers, management subjective answers? You see, there are two school of thought in it. Start writing from the first day and start writing after you have completed. The second school of thought is start writing after you have completed the course, conceptual part of the course. My school of thought is that yes, there has to be a motto, and the motto is to start early so that we can be ahead of the competition. Because see, most of your competitors or fellow mates would be starting the descriptive answer writing after they have done through all the concept part, and not even then, after the notification comes, after the phase 1 happens. There are two reasons of it. You know, a lot many times, why are they delaying? Because it's an activity that they understand less and therefore they are delaying. And that's a good thing for you, because if you have more common sense than them, you know that they are reducing their chances of success by delaying practicing writing of answers. But then does that mean, so we are very clear now that we shouldn't be starting writing after we have done the whole course or the conceptual part of the course, right? So does that mean that we should start writing on day 1 of our preparation? No, that also does not mean that. Why? Because see, you will have to write after you have learned something about something, right? Now your course is divided into some specific modules. So my suggestion is that after end of every module, make a list of topics to write and write on them, right? So that means that you are not going to start writing from day 1, but you are going to start writing after you have completed your first module. Okay. Now you might say, sir, how do we divide our modules? Because earlier RBI used to give the syllabus of management in the form of module, fundamentals of management, leadership, blah blah blah. But now if we look at the syllabus, I mean now means what I am talking about, the 2020 syllabus. Now if we look at the syllabus, what has happened is that they have expanded, elaborated on the syllabus, which is good because we know specifically what are the things that they are looking for. But the one challenge that has come from it is that now we do not know what are the modules, right? As a student, we do not know. That is where I would guide you. I would give you the names of the modules even in that vast syllabus that has been provided by RBI last year. There also you can divide your syllabus into modules. So when you divide your syllabus into modules, there are two things that happen. One, you are able to handle the syllabus in a better way, and second, for descriptive especially, you know when to start your descriptive answer writing. After the first module gets over, you start your descriptive answer writing. Got that? Got it? So that's what I'll give you. Don't worry. I am going to give you the name of the module, and you would also understand from that okay, what are the things or what are the topics that is there in this. Okay. Start with direct theory questions. Now that's the third thing. You know, how to start, where to start, kind of. Start with direct theory questions. Now, if you you know, remember, or if you have gone through my class of management descriptive that I delivered on YouTube before 2020 RBI Grade B exam, there I have discussed in detail the different kinds of questions that can come in management descriptive you know, section. So there are two kinds of questions: direct theory question, applied theory question. Obviously, applied theory question can be of different levels, right? In some places the application might be less, in some cases the applied theory might be much more, the application component might be much more, but broadly you can classify it into direct theory question and applied theory question. Now, coming to direct theory question, why direct theory question? See, when you have only done one module, you are not much capable of answering applied theory question, because you see, a lot many applied theory questions would have element of multi-module you know, cross referencing happening, Now that cross referencing you will be able to do when you have knowledge about more than one module. So the applied theory questions need to be done after you have at least gone through 3 modules. Okay? But direct theory questions you can do them after the end of first module only. At the max you can wait for 2 modules to be completed to gain some confidence, but after that if you are not doing, you are wasting time. Write them and self-evaluate them. Write them and self-evaluate them. Now, how do we self-evaluate our answers? I had written an answer of management descriptive on YouTube. You would get them in your RBI playlist, right? Just go in there, go through the answer, go through the question, go through the answer. I'll get an idea, okay, this is how we should be evaluating our answer. This is how you should be writing and this is how you should be evaluating. Because self-evaluation is very, very important. And as I told you, take help of our descriptive lectures on YouTube. Not only the RBI descriptive lectures, but the basics of descriptive lectures also. The English descriptive lectures also. Yes, the management descriptive lectures will directly help you, but the English descriptive lectures, apart from helping you in the English module of writing of RBI grade B, phase 2, it would also help you in connecting your thoughts, collating your thoughts in an organized way and articulating better. Okay. Now, these were some of the issues that a solution to some of the issues that you had. Now, the next question comes is, what is the design of the module? How do we know that when we are to start off with writing descriptive questions? Because everyone would start preparing for this, at different points of time. Some had started, for example, those who had started with our course had started 2 months back. Whereas people who are joining our course, they would be starting now, and there would be people who would be starting later on. People who are studying by themselves, they also would be starting at different points. Some have already started, some would be starting. But the point is that the point at which they would be starting their descriptive preparation would be more or less same relatively, not absolutely. Absolutely the time would differ, but relatively it should be different. And so when do the module get over for you is entirely upon you, but what I can help you in is by giving you the list of the modules, identifying for you that, boss, these are the modules. Once you get over on this module, you start writing. So what are the modules? If you look at the broad syllabus of RBI, there had been changes. The detailing has changed, as I told you already. But you should also remember that there had not been change in the structure of the paper as such. The modules more or less remain the same. Some modules have been enhanced, some items had been added, right? So let's start with the first module. The first module would be fundamentals of management, where you talk about the basic theories of management, the history of management, the POSDC model, right, role of a manager, skills of a manager, all of those stuff are part of the fundamentals of management. Next. Leadership is the next module. And I am giving you the modules in the way you should be studying also, right? Because that's also a doubt in the mind of a lot of people, that in what order should we be studying. Next, HRM and motivation. Now, a lot of people would say that, sir, human resource as a broad topic had not been included in the last year's syllabus, right? But still, why we should be studying it? There are 2 reasons for it. A, RBI is known for changes. So yes, specifically it was not a part of the syllabus last year, but that does not mean that it absolves you of the responsibility of studying it. It might be as a part of the syllabus directly. The second and more important reason is that a lot of theories of motivation, organizational behavior and development is based on the human resource theories that we study. So unless we have a background study of those theories, we would really not connect with the motivation and the OB theories, right? And that's why functionally also it makes it is important for you to know the human resource management theories. Okay, right? Next, OB and OD, the new addition, the new kid on the block, organizational behavior and organizational development. Communication, next, communication, and finally ethics and corporate governance. So these are the 6 modules in which, broad modules in which your management course is divided, classified. Now, when do you start writing on management descriptive? The moment you complete on the first module, that is fundamentals of management. You are completed, you start off with it. Now, the next question that comes to your mind is, sir, aapne to bol diya, you told me that okay, you need to start after you complete the module, but how would we get the topics? From where would we get the topics? What kind of topics should we take? We don't have any idea about the kind of topics we should be taking on a particular module. That is why I thought that I will give you, this is a surprise, I will give you a list of 17 topics on the first module, so that not only you get topics on first module to write, you just pick up one topic at a time and write on them, but you also get an idea about the kind of topics that can come from a particular module. And from the next module onwards, you can create your own questions and answer it. These questions would always be the direct theory questions. As I told you that you shouldn't be starting really with the advanced theory questions unless you have gone through 3 modules or so, right? Okay, after you have gone through 3 modules or so, you are equipped to have a cross-referencing skill, and then having an advanced theory question makes sense. That doesn't mean that every advanced theory question, applied theory question would have cross-referencing. That doesn't mean, but I'm saying in general that helps, right? So that is something that I'll be doing in the next 2 slides. In the next 2 slides, I'm going to give you 70 topics on fundamental of management. Start writing on them. What more can I do? I have given you the way you can start. I'll give you the topics. The only thing that you need to do is to start writing. Okay. Now let's look at the topics. The topics now. The first topic that you should look at, and a very important thing, is managerial roles. Roles manager play. Henry Mintzberg. There are roles that we talk about, different roles, discussed about those roles in many lectures. In YouTube lectures only we have discussed a lot of time. So discuss in detail Mintzberg's managerial roles. Now you see, in direct theory questions, when you practice direct theory question, there are 2 things that happen. You automatically revise your concepts, and obviously you practice descriptive writing, that is to there. Next, describe various levels of management. Remember the skills and levels map that I earlier? There were 3 levels and different skills, 3 skills. How did I connect with them, right? So, levels of management. Describe in brief the behavioral school of management. Now, the behavioral school of management, we started with the Hawthorne experiment. You know that how important they are, right? Okay, so knowing about them and being able to write about them are 2 different things. So you should be comfortable writing on them too. Now a question which looks like an applied theory question, but really it's an extension of direct theory question only. For example, let's see. Classical management thought can be divided into 3 separate schools: scientific management, administrative theory, and bureaucratic management. Explain in detail. So which also mean that you can also explain in detail their difference, or you can explain them separately in detail. So whatever you feel comfortable with, do it. Briefly explain the role and significance of planning. We remember Kuhn's POSDC model, right? In that there was planning, then there was organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. So this stuff you should be able to write about any one of these functions very easily. Describe the MBO process, management, business, organization process, Drucker's process. Now, MBO is a very important part of your syllabus. You know that we have been seeing questions on MBO so many times. I mean, for the past few years, 3-4 years, there had been at least 1 or 2 questions every year on MBO process. Right? So, having a subjective question on that is also not something which is unnatural. You can have a subjective question on that. Explain the criteria for making MBO an effective process. Right? So that can another version of the question be define organizing and benefits of organizing, again from the POSDC model. There are two types of organization system. Next question, there are two types of organization system, namely closed system and open system. Describe the two systems and mention which system is more suitable to the present environment. Now this is a question where I had given you, there is only one question or there is another question where I have given you a peek into applied theory question, right. Most of the questions are direct theory question. These two questions would be a peek into applied theory question. This is one of them. Why so? Because so that you understand that your knowledge is one thing, but your ability to apply them is another thing. So when you and these are direct applied theory questions, there would be complicated applied theory questions where you would need to don that multi-dimensional hat of yours, module hat of yours. But nonetheless, this is an applied theory questions where you would be needed to apply your thought process into it. Next, describe Maslow's need hierarchy and discuss its uses with example. Maslow's need hierarchy, very important concept. I'm sure you must have studied it in fundamentals of management, and you should be able to talk about its uses any day, right? We in our course also we on Maslow's need hierarchy we talk about examples. Why do we talk about examples? In many things, in many theories we talk about examples, and why? The reason is very simple. When there is example, when you relate it to something which really happens in the world, you sort of remember them more. So you also prepare in that way, link it with some examples. The next slide, the last slide is the last content slide is about the next 7. There are 17 topics. The next 7 topics. 11th one. Plans can be classified in a number of ways on the basis of organizational level, frequency of use and their time frame. So 3 things on which you can divide the plans: organizational level, frequency of use and time frame. Explain different types of plans on these bases, obviously with examples. What are the major limitations of planning? What action can be taken to make planning effective? Again, if you give examples while writing, it makes your writing more effective. The functions of a manager provide a useful framework for organizing management knowledge. Explain the functions of manager in detail. Right. The patterns of departmentation vary from organization to organization depending on the situation. What are the bases of departmentation? That can be followed by organization. This is part of organizing. You know that departmentation, basis of departmentation. We have a complete set of 3-4 slides where we study it, right? And if you are preparing by yourself there also, you would must have come across departmentation. Next, describe Lyman Porter's model of human nature. Important. Discuss the major assumption of theory X and theory Y. Lyman Porter's model of human nature you might have studied in fundamentals of management, or you might study when you do communication and then ethics and government. So keep that. If you have not gone through the Lyman Porter's model of human nature as of now, you would come across it later on also. As I told you, there are linkages in all the modules. Discuss the major assumption of theory X and theory Y. And finally, control can be classified on the basis of responsibility, timing and discretion. Discuss the classification process of control. Okay, right? So these are the questions on which you can start writing if you have studied your fundamentals of management. If you have completed your fundamentals of management topic, you can start off with it. Now, one question remains on the issues that were there is how much time should we be giving? You see, if you are writing a 250 word answer, then not more than 20 minutes. If you are writing a 400 word answer, then around 30 minutes. And if you are writing a super long answer of 500 words or so or more, then another 5-10 minutes. But on an average, not more than 30 minutes. Okay, right? So, before we log off, remember what you need to do. I gave you the blueprint. I give you when to start, how to start, what to start, how do you evaluate yourself. Go back to the YouTube lectures of ours and see how I evaluated my essay, how I created my essay or answer, and on the basis of that you would be able to understand that okay, this is how you should be writing and this is how you should be evaluating the written piece of yours. But the main important thing, nothing would work unless you practice regularly. And practicing regularly doesn't mean that you will have to write every day. Even 2 to 3 days every week would suffice. From this point, from today, 2 to 3 days per week would suffice. Next, start with these topics that I gave you. Take help of our free lectures, both English lectures as well as the management descriptive lectures. If you face some challenges while writing, after you have, let's say after you have completed 3 modules, you want to know what kind of applied theory questions would come. If you want guidance from me on those areas, write to me on the Facebook group, write to me in the YouTube comment section, and if required I would come with another session like this where I will be discussing some applied theory questions. But the motto should always remain the same: start early and be ahead, because then only you will be able to beat the competition in this super competitive scenario that we are living in. Okay, right? So that would be all for today. Hope this lecture helps you in planning your management descriptive writing preparation in a more organized manner. Thank you very much and bye-bye.